Hello IP4, welcome to this week's class. So we finished talking about adolescence last class, and today we're going to move on to the next stage, which is adulthood. Okay, adulthood. So we're going to move on to page 7, so please open up and follow whilst I read. Adulthood is the fourth stage. It covers the age of 19 to 60. There is minimal growth during adulthood. Both women and men experience a gradual loss of efficiency in bodily functions after the age of 40. So in adulthood is when we have completed our growing and we no longer grow. So after between the ages of 20 to 40, our bodies should be in perfect health, and then once we hit 40, generally then our body starts declining. Okay, that's what loss of efficiency means. It means our body starts declining. So for example, maybe your eyesight doesn't work as great as it used to, or your hearing is not as great as it used to, and that could be because of lots of different things, not just old age, but it could be because you listen to loud music for so many years, your hearing is not as good anymore. Maybe you haven't been wearing glasses when you should be, so then your eyesight has been working so hard for so many years, your eyesight starts to decline rapidly, much quicker than what it should be. But this is what adulthood is, okay? So our bodies are no longer developing and it starts going the opposite way of developing, okay? Okay, so as you know, you've had homework that you need to answer questions, and this will continue with today's classes. So keep an eye out for new questions. So, what kind of loss of efficiency do adults experience? Okay, so I've just explained that, should be easy to answer. Okay, so after adulthood, we get into old age. Okay, it's the last stage, the fifth stage. So please follow whilst I read. The fifth stage is called old age. During old age, there is a loss in weight. Most elderly people experience declines in hearing, vision, taste, and smell. These declines are typically gradual and become more pronounced in late old age, around 70 years plus. Okay, so basically our senses are what starts to decline once we hit old age. So even if you've always had very good eyesight all through adulthood, once you get into old age, that eyesight will begin to get worse. Your hearing will begin to get worse. This is because our organs are getting old and they don't function as quickly or as readily as they once did when we were younger. Okay, so this is what happens to us in old age. Our health-related issues include rising blood pressure, declining lung capacity, and neural loss. It is important to note that declines in all these areas can be greatly influenced by one's lifestyle. Okay, so not only do our senses, our organs that control our senses decline, but then also our internal organs like the heart, the lungs, our kidneys, our livers, all of those internal organs, including the brain, our neural organ, they decline much quicker than they ever did before. So you really have to look after them. And your lifestyle, for example, if you are a heavy drinker, your heart, your liver, your lungs, your brain capacity, they decline very quickly. However, if you drink lots of water, stay healthy, eat very good food, exercise regularly, they will last much longer than what they would if you're not eating good food, not exercising, or if you're drinking lots of alcohol. Okay? So that is what happens to us when we get to old age. So I'll just have a look at these questions for old age. What happens to old people's senses? So I hope you can remember what your senses are. We have 5 senses. What happens to them? And second question, what other health issues do old people face? Okay, so it's in the final paragraph of old age. Okay, next part. Factors affecting human growth. So factors mean what are the different things that affect human growth. Okay, so basically what is good for us and what is not good for us. That is what we are asking. 1. Exercise. Active participation in physical activities enhances or maintains physical fitness and overall health or wellness. Now, all through your health classes, we've talked about how important exercise is. I've asked you so many times, how many times do you exercise per week? What do you do? What kinds of exercise do you do? The reason why I'm always asking those questions is because that your growth depends on being active, okay? If you just sit all day in front of a computer playing computer games, you're getting no exercise. You need to do exercise outside in fresh air. For example, just walking, going for a walk, going for a run, playing football, cycling, rollerblading, roller skating, skateboarding, swimming, all of them are good, healthy exercises that you should do at least 3 times per week. For 30 minutes, 3 times per week. This will help you grow much taller, okay? Really, really, really important. And also keep your body very, very healthy. And the healthier your body is, the better you will grow. So there's lots of other sports that you might do. Any sports that you do are very good exercise, like badminton or volleyball or soccer or anything that you do. All very, very good for you. Okay, proper nutrition. So you'll have learned lots about nutrition in health class. Proper nutrition is needed so that we have all the important nutrients required for our growth. Eating a healthy diet improves our health and quality of life as we get older. We should eat a variety of food. So you might remember from IP2 when we looked at nutrition in lots and lots of detail, and the same in IP3. But now, why do we need different nutrition? It's to keep healthy so that we excel in our growth and development, okay? It's really, really important that you eat correctly while you are in your growing stage. For example, we know when we get to adulthood and old age, our body's not growing anymore. So in our child and teenage years, it's really important while our body is still growing and developing that we eat correctly. So what should we eat? First one, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates give us energy. They enable us to carry out all kinds of physical activities. Fiber. Fiber cannot be digested by the body. It prevents constipation and helps move the bowels. Proteins. Proteins are body-building foods. We need proteins for growth and for repair of damaged tissues. Oils. Oils and fats provide double the energy compared to carbohydrates. They give warmth. They are stored for future use. So, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are energy. When we eat plenty of carbohydrates, we have energy to study, play, read, listen. Everything that you need requires your body to have energy. Or everything you do requires your body to have energy. So we need to eat lots of carbohydrates. And as you can see, carbohydrates are your rice, potatoes, bread. They are all full of carbohydrates. So you should eat plenty of them during the day to maintain energy levels throughout the day so that you can continue to do what you need to do every day. Fibers. Foods like bananas and carrots and different vegetables, when we eat them, they're not digested. They're not broken down further after we chew them when they go into the body. But they move through our body and they help everything else that's in our body to pass through our body. So it's very important that we eat enough fiber every day to help the food and minerals in our body to pass through our body. Proteins that we find in milk and fish and cheese and eggs, also very important because they help build our body, build the muscles in our body, which is obviously very important for maintaining. The bigger our muscles are, the more we will grow, okay, and the stronger we will be. And then oils and fats. So oils and fats, we say don't eat fatty food, but our body still does need a certain amount of fats, and you'll find them in butter, cocoa, milk, different things like that. And they give twice the amount of energy as carbohydrates. The problem is you can't eat too much, otherwise they don't break down quick enough. So you should eat oils and fats in small portions because it gives us twice the energy that carbohydrates give us, okay? So all very important. Okay, your questions for your copybook for this page. 1, why do we need carbohydrates? It's right there, very, very clear. What does fiber do? Answer is there. What are proteins? Why do we need them? Answer is there. What do oils and fats provide us with? Answer is on the page too. Okay, so basically write those questions and write the paragraphs that you see on the page. Very, very easy. Okay, next one is sufficient rest. So we've learned about how much rest, how much hours we need to sleep per night so that we can recharge our bodies many, many times. Our body needs good and sufficient sleep so that it is well charged physically and mentally for the following day's activities. A minimum of 8 hours of sleep is required for an adult and more for children. Good habits. Okay, so we have good habits and bad habits. So it's important to stay away from bad habits and embrace good habits. Stay away from dangerous substances such as cigarettes, drugs, and alcohol. They can damage our body organs and cause disturbances to our mental health. We should take care of our personal hygiene too. Okay, so they're all bad habits. What are good habits? Exercising, getting lots of rest, washing ourselves daily, eating correctly. Okay, they are all good habits. So that is what you should be trying to do every day and staying away from the bad habits. Okay? So questions on this page. Why do we need sufficient rest? How many hours sleep should we get per night? Okay, so remember, this says 8 hours of sleep for an adult. What is required for children? Can you remember? Why should we stay away from dangerous substances? Okay, we've covered these many, many times before. And at this stage, you should know. Okay, so you need to answer all those questions, but you'll also have to answer the exercises in your book, okay? Pages 11 and 12. I'm not going to tell you the answer. You should know what to do by now. I will just read them out for you though. Okay, so you need to underline or circle the correct answer. There are 4 or 5 stages in human growth. Infancy, adulthood, is the stage whereby a person experiences a rapid growth. Significant changes in language development occur during early childhood or play age. So remember, if you don't know the answers, go back to the book, you'll find the correct answer. Adolescents or elderly people will experience mood swings and have strong emotions. A man experiences minimal growth when he reaches puberty or adulthood. Puberty is the time when a person passes from childhood to adulthood or infancy. Most young or elderly people experience declines in hearing, vision, taste, and smell. Adolescence, childhood, is the stage whereby a person experiences many physical changes due to hormones. There are 4 or 5 major factors affecting human growth. And the last one, as we get older, eating a healthy, unhealthy diet improves our health and quality of life. So most of them are pretty obvious. They should be easy for you. But if you don't know the answer, all the answers are in the rest of the chapter. Okay, so you might need to look back through the chapter and find the correct answers. Number 2, list 3 major factors that influence human growth. Okay, so we've just covered them. Okay, so just go back through the book and write them into a sentence. And then finally, as I grow, I can feel changes happening to me. I want you to think of 3 changes that as you have been growing, that you can feel happen to you. Okay, so you need to write just 3 changes that you can feel happening to you. And write them into a sentence if you can. Okay? All right. That is everything for this week's class. Lots of work to do. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you, IP4.